Hello and welcome. If you are just joining and logging in to catch up on the news, the big story today. The Congress is set to return to power in Karnataka after a tightly contested assembly election. Well, the results still yet finally to come in, so perhaps in the end not so tightly contested after all. After hours of counting votes, the Congress's seat tally stands at 137 with the BJP at 64, the JDS at 20. The Chief Minister, Bommai, has conceded defeat with his party leading in only about 60 plus seats. This out of the 244-member assembly. The Chief Minister, Basavaraj Bommai, has conceded defeat, saying that despite the best efforts by the Prime Minister, by cadres, we were not up to the mark. Now, the Karnataka Assembly comprises of 224 seats with 113 seats needed to form a majority. The Congress currently leads in 135 seats, so that's well above the halfway mark of 113. Currently with about 64 seats. The BJP's number falls well short of its 218 performance when it won in 104 seats. But let's just listen in. We have Mr. K.C. Venugopal, we have Nadeep Surjewala speaking. Let's listen in.
We stood for poor people of Karnataka. They stood for rich people. Finally, poor people won this election. This is the clear narrative of this election.
What is the message to 2024 election?
No, this is one of the milestone of the 2024 election. Okay.
By when will that decision be made, sir?
That Congress president is doing a PC.
At 6 o'clock there will be more clarity, sir?
Let's see.
Yes, sir.
All right, so the big question right now is who is going to be the chief minister after registering that thumping victory in the Karnataka elections. The Congress, we're told, are going to hold a key meeting at the party president Mallikarjuna's residence. Remember, the party is yet to announce its chief ministerial pick for the state. We have Sunil Prabhu. You saw him right there with all of those key Congress leaders, Sunil, who are all going to be present at that meeting. First and foremost, can you confirm that meeting is going to take place this evening? Because initially we were reporting it was expected to be tomorrow.
It was expected to be tomorrow, but that exercise, the official part will be there. But informally, the entire exercise of ascertaining who has the support of the MLAs, that will be decided today itself. So they have begun their exercise. People are already on the job, and we should expect the decision of who will be the chief minister of Karnataka, depending on who has the maximum number of support, and looking at various other factors, including how the Congress will be able to ensure that in the next general election, that is in the Lok Sabha elections, they will be able to deliver results there. That's a key factor in deciding the chief minister. There are two contenders, as you rightly pointed out. One is Mr. Siddaramaiah and the other is Mr. D.K. Shivkumar. It all boils down to the number of supporters that they have and how you can build a consensus. Mr. D.K. Shivkumar is not giving up and is quite keen on becoming the chief minister this time after he has fought, as he says, and brought the party after there was a full resignation of Mr. Dinesh Gundu Rao and helping the Congress party through its trying times. So it's in that context that we have a clear contest between the two chief ministerial aspirants, that is Mr. Siddaramaiah as well as Mr. D.K. Shivkumar. And that meeting of MLAs will start today and then finally, hopefully, a decision tomorrow or not.
So, Sunil, as we all, do this post-mortem exercise about what exactly worked for the Congress, what failed for the BJP, the main takeaway, or one of the main takeaways behind the impressive performance by the Congress is credit to this unusually united front we saw from the party. The two stalwarts that you've pointed out, the Karnataka Congress's D.K. Sivakumar and Mr. Siddaramaiah, have been known for long to be at loggerheads. But for this election at least, they put their differences aside and they worked together.
That's right. They worked together, tried to ensure that whenever there was the possibility of each other not working together, the AICC would intervene and ensure that, they had this united face of going to temples, of having, chatting with the Congress workers, as well as, of course, doing various movies and, ad campaigns to show that they're both united. But that having been said, both have been very frank in True NTTV and otherwise also that they are aspirants for the Chief Minister's post. Both have been in contest for that post. Both feel that they deserve it. And ultimately, it's the number of MLAs. This is, after all, a democracy. This is a democratic process, unlike how we see in various other parties where it is left. Finally, how that plays out. But in the Congress, every MLA is key in terms of deciding who he supports. And then, of course, the Congress High Command takes various permutations and combinations and speaks to all the leaders before arriving at a consensus candidate who will be, decided at the CLP meeting.
All right. Thanks, Anil. We'll let you get back to those crucial meetings taking place today and perhaps a big announcement tomorrow morning, if not this evening. But in the Congress's victory celebrations in Karnataka, perhaps the only downer right now is that looming Siddaramaiah versus DK Shivakumar tussle for the Chief Minister's job. Mr. Siddaramaiah, DK Shivakumar, they're the Congress's top leaders in Karnataka. One is a former chief minister, the other is a state Congress chief, and neither has been coy about their chief ministerial ambitions. Just this afternoon, as the results came in, Mr. Shivakumar broke down as he spoke about delivering on a promise to the Gandhis. He also said he had not slept for 3 years ever since he made that promise. So a message there certainly in that statement made to the press. But let's listen in to Mr. Shivakumar. He also just spoke just a short while ago. Let's listen in to his reactions to those results, big results for the Congress today.
कांग्रेस पार्टी की और मरलिके साध्य ಇಲ್ಲ ಈ ಜಯ ನನ್ನ ಜಯ ಅಲ್ಲ ಈ ಜಯ ರಾಮನಗರ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಮತದಾರರ ಜಯ ನನಗೆ
people have exposed faith in us, the leaders have supported us. It is a collective leadership and we have jointly worked. I have said in the beginning, joining together is the beginning. On the day I took the oath, thinking together is the progress, working together is the success. That is what I said on the day. I assured Srimati Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi that, and Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, that I will deliver Karnataka to their fold. I can't forget Srimati Sonia Gandhi coming to meet me in jail when all these BJP people put me under jail. So I rather choose to be in jail than having an office. That is the confidence what Gandhi family and the Congress party in the entire country restored on me.
And the Congress's Rahul Gandhi congratulated the people of the state as his party looks all set to form the government, and he attributed this win to the victory of love. He said the market of hate has been shut and shops of love have opened, and he said this to cheering Congress workers earlier today.
कांग्रेस पार्टी कर्नाटक में गरीबों के साथ खड़ी हुई, हम गरीबों के मुद्दों पर लड़े, और मुझे सबसे अच्छी बात यह लगी
ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರ ವಿಜಯ ನನಗೆ ಸಹಕಾರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರು, ಪಕ್ಷ ಭೇದ ಮರೆತು ನಾಯಕರುಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಅಧಿಕಾರಿ ಮಿತ್ರರು, ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಮಿತ್ರರು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ವಂದಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಮತ್ತು ನಮಗೆ ಕೆಲವರೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು, ಬರೀ ಕನಕಪುರ ಗೆದ್ರೆ ಲೀಡರ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ನನಗೆಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಉತ್ತರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು, ಯಾರು ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೀಮೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಹಳೆ ಮೈಸೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಜನ ಇದ್ರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಕೀಳುವಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ನಾನು ಹೆಸರು ಹೇಳೋದು ಬೇಡ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಉತ್ತರವನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಜನತೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾನು
ನಮ್ಮ ರಿಟರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ನೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು.
All right, so that was Mr. D.K. Sivakumar, who's been the Congress's troubleshooter for years and basically attributing this victory and to the cadres of the party who have worked for months and months on this big victory. So let's first of all go across to our guests in our studio right now. PKD Nambiar joins us, political analyst who supports the BJP. Matthew Anthony, spokesperson of the Congress, also a lawyer. Mr. Deshratan Nigam here, advocate with the Supreme Court of India. Kartikeya Batra, political researcher. Thanks for your time. Also in the Delhi studio, Ajay Bose, author and columnist, and Sanjal Shastri, independent researcher. Sanjal, first, I know you speak Kannada. If I can quickly just ask you to give us a summary of what Mr. Sivakumar was saying over there. He's been the Congress's troubleshooter in this election, and he's been giving a lot of reactions to the press. What was he just saying?
Basically, he was dedicating the victory to the Karyakartas, the party workers, and also to the broadly to the people of Karnataka. That was what, from the brief clipping that I could hear, that was the gist of his speech that he was at, the rally that he was addressing.
All right, dedicating this victory to the Karyakartas, but of course that's what we're here to do, to dissect and figure out what they got right, what they got wrong, and whether this can be repeated for the Congress, whether it can be repeated in the general elections, and whether the ground is the same, or if the experiment is the same. How are things different in assembly elections versus general elections? But Matthew Anthony first, spokesperson of the Congress, congratulations. A big afternoon for you. Take us through, obviously, how you're feeling overjoyed, but is there a worry that all of this could be marred by the Congress not being able to easily come up with a chief minister so they can well and truly enjoy this victory?
Thank you, Sarah, for the congratulations. The party definitely deserves it, because it was an epic, united work which the workers, the state leadership and the central leadership unitedly put together in the state of Karnataka. And the people of Karnataka wholeheartedly supported this as a vote against the Prime Minister, a vote against hate towards love, a vote against, the unpopular decisions, the 40% Sarkara, and all other issues of the Karnataka government, where we committed as a party, we touched the emotional chord between the people's problems in the state rather than canvassing on the national issues. We touched the people's issues in the state, and that really worked for us. And the way in which the people have voted for us definitely shows more than 43% vote share is a historical achievement, which we had before in 1989. And after that, this is a significant achievement which we have seen in the state of Karnataka. And we reassure you that we stay humble, we stay hungry, and we are very clear in our efforts that this is a warm-up for 2024. We will work even more hard to make 2024 a success for the people of India to kind of, have this regimen changed.
But Matthew,
yes.
But Matthew, can I just ask you, isn't it, historically, the state has known to vote in governments alternatively, right? There's an anti-incumbency factor. So how much of this is truly the Congress's victory, or is it just that's the way the state votes?
See, Zara, you have been merciless to us, when we lose states. So when we win, you can be a little bit more considerate in that aspect of it. It's not only anti-incumbency definitely played. At the same time, they found hope in the Congress party to have voted this unanimously. Else, this would have been a very close contest, if, going by the way in which you are saying. If it was only anti-incumbency, this would have been a very close fight. This is not anti-incumbency alone. This is anti-incumbency along with the people's definite mandate for a united front for a change against hatred, against polarization, against a lot of knee promotion by the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister solely campaigned for a week. This is a reflection to the Prime Minister's campaign. People of Karnataka has rejected the Prime Minister. That's where it is.
Matthew Anthony, I do not need to soft pedal with you at all. You know all the answers and you're saying it perfectly. So I don't need to do anything for you. Let me go across to Deshratan Nigam. Mr. Nigam, Matthew Anthony points out there that yes, of course, this is a state that tends to vote alternate governments in, and you know there's this huge anti-incumbency factor that's at play. But he says if that was truly at play here, it would have been a narrow victory. The Congress has clearly swept. The BJP has gotten less seats so far than it did the last time round.
Yes.
But at least by half, if I'm not wrong.
Sarah, in fact, first of all, congratulations to Congress for the thumping victory. I mean, there is no two ways about looking at it. Now, secondly, if it had been anti-incumbency, the vote share of the BJP should have gone down. It is 36%, almost, I think 36.2 was the last time they had. It is 36% right now. So there is no anti-incumbency, and BJP has been able to retain that vote share. And one of the most important factor which I believe the Congress, everybody seems to be overlooking, is Mr. Sunil Konaglu, who was BJP person till last year and then joined the Congress and became the chief election strategist for the Congress. And that is where probably he knew many things of BJP, which probably he took over to the strategies that he took over to the other side. And certainly, you know, there are JDS seems to have, you know, almost given up, and almost the entire vote share of the JDS which they have lost has gone to the Congress. And the minorities, you know, the minorities who used to vote for JDS seems to have gravitated towards the Congress. So these are the things I think which has given, and certainly the perception battle which was there about corruption, despite the fact not a single complaint by anybody has been filed against any appropriate authority by any congressman, but that perception was built out there, and that perception probably also, but that is not cut into BJP's votes. That is one thing, you know, BJP's vote is intact, and that is where BJP with the same kind of, you know, vote share, they had a higher results in the Karnataka, in the Lok Sabha elections also. And we have seen Rajasthan also, and Madhya Pradesh, and even, you know, other places also where the states went a different way, but in the Lok Sabha, the BJP swept those states. So this may not relate to the, you know, Lok Sabha elections. Everybody is saying this is a build-up to Lok Sabha, but Lok Sabha elections, I believe, are on a different parameter. Yes, Prime Minister during the last leg, you know, put everything in it, and maybe because of that, the BJP's vote share is intact.
So the Lok Sabha elections are a whole different ball game. But Ms. Nigam basically saying that the Congress's victory has come at the cost of the JDS and not at the BJP, right? So Sanjal Shastri, do you agree?
That's him.
Sanjal, sorry, I knew I would do this. Sanjal, sorry, do you agree?
I would beg to differ on that.
Yeah.
Because the trends do show that in Bombay, Karnataka or Hyderabad, Karnataka, the Congress has significantly eaten into the BJP's you know, seat tally. If you do a simple comparative analysis of 2018 and 2023, there is a clear show. There are clear. It's clearly visible that a lot of seats have shifted from what was BJP last time to now Congress. So Congress's victory has not only come at the expense of the JDS, but also expense of the JDS and the BJP.
Okay. Kartikeya?
Yeah.
Kartikeya,
I'll break the numbers down for you. What Deshratan Nigam sir is saying, he made 4 points. Unfortunately, I agree with just one, which is that this is a very different election from next year. That's absolutely right. I agree with him. 2-3 other points that he made. One is that the BJP is holding on to its vote share. The top line number will suggest that, yes. But the BJP has lost as much as, on average, 5 percentage point vote share in seats that it won last time. So what has happened is the BJP has lost seats in its strong areas, but it has picked up votes in its strong areas, but it has picked up votes in areas like Old Mysore, which is JDS country, where it picks up votes but not enough to convert into seats.
So it's a narrow contest in all of these seats. It's a close call.
What I'm saying is the JDS essentially lost, but JDS's loss was picked up by both the Congress and the BJP. Now, that BJP's gain was offset by what the BJP lost to the Congress. The difference was The areas in which the BJP lost to the Congress in vote share were the areas where it used to convert those votes into seats. But the areas in which it has picked up votes from the JDS, it has not been able to convert that into seats because the starting base is very low. So although this 36% looks as a copy of 2018, actually it's not. It's a lot more within the 36%, which is that you lost some to Congress, but you made it up from the JDS. Now, the JDS's loss has been both the Congress's and the BJP's gain. So in effect, Congress has gained from both parties. JDS has lost to both parties. BJP has gained from one, lost to one. So therefore, the BJP looks net zero, no change. JDS is the biggest sufferer and the Congress is the biggest gainer. Look at that difference, Sarah, 43% to 35. Yeah. That's an 8 percentage point gap. That's the sort of gap we are used to in North India between the BJP and the Congress when Mr. Modi is on the ticket. It's a huge gap. The other point that was made was Mr. Konoglu. If that logic were to apply, then Mr. Prashant Kishore also worked with the Congress in UP. But that didn't work out. So it's not just the strategist, right? It has to be something about the organization, the local leadership, the party, the narrative. I think after a long time, it seemed that the Congress also had the resources to run a good campaign. It had a credible local leadership after Himachal, I would say. And then I think they did not dabble in too many nonsensical issues and they were very focused. The last 1 week probably was an aberration. So I do think that these numbers on the top line look sort of simple, but there's a lot more within the area. So just as an example as to what my colleague was saying, in areas like Kittur, Karnataka and Central Karnataka, which are BJP citadels, Lingayat belts, the Congress has flipped those regions. Congress has gained, or Congress is leading in 4 out of the 6 regions in Karnataka. In Hyderabad, Karnataka, it's a virtual sweep where 50% population is SC, ST plus Muslim. Congress has gained amongst the disadvantaged groups. Its welfareism seems to have worked, plus the credibility of the local leadership. So the promises were made. Those promises have also been made in other states. But why they work this time is because they have a credible local leadership that they can associate with. So I think it's a good day for the Congress. Lots to learn from it. I just hope they don't lose their humility after this victory, because it's a huge victory. It's a huge mandate in favor of the Congress.
Huge mandate in favor of the...
Absolutely, Sarah, because, if I could add mine a little bit, in the sense that it's a very comprehensive victory, and you can't be simplistic about statistics, because as he very correctly pointed out, that the BJP vote share, which looks the same, is not the same, really, because different voters have contributed to make it the same. Also, there are many factors which have played into the BJP's defeat. One, of course, is Mr. Yediyurappa's departure from active politics. He is no longer. The fact remains that Mr. Yediyurappa made a big difference to the BJP in Karnataka. He was they have not been able to replace him with anybody of even, even middle stature.
Yeah.
Whereas the Congress has some very credible local leaders.
Yeah.
And the third thing is that the JDS, clearly, Deve Gowda is now gone and his sons have not been able to make much of it. So the JDS is, and both the BJP and the Congress have gained, but the Congress in the future, in the run-up now for the next several elections, the Congress is better placed to get that Vocaliga vote.
If they hold on to the humility. But let's see, how will all of this play out for the next few elections, especially the 2024 elections? Let's just quickly, we have to go in for a short break. We'll go in for that and come back with more. Comprises of 224 seats with 113 seats needed to form a majority, and the Congress is leading in 135. That's way above the halfway mark of 113. The BJP has already conceded defeat with 64 seats. The BJP's number falls well short of its 2018 performance when it won 104 seats. And with this loss, the BJP really is losing control of its lone southern state, the only southern state that was under its rule. But the attention right now is at the Congress headquarters, where after registering a thumping victory in the Karnataka elections, the Congress are to hold a key meeting at the party president Mallikarjuna Kharge's residence, because the party now has the task of announcing a chief minister, their chief ministerial pick for the state, and they were expected to announce this at that CLP meeting in Bangalore, perhaps tomorrow. There's a meeting, the wheels are already in motion, and Mallikarjuna Kharge, of course, to be there, Randeep Singh Surjewala, Kesu Venugopal, they're among the leaders who are going to be present at the CLP meet. The day started off with the Congress declaring in a tweet that it has won in Karnataka, and the party then issued instructions to the winning Congress candidates to come to Bangalore immediately. Initial reports were that the party would announce its chief ministerial face at this meeting in Bengaluru around noon tomorrow. But the wheels really seem to be moving faster. The meeting seems to have been pushed forward. It's going to take place this evening. Both Mr. Siddaramaiah, Mr. Shivakumar are the powerful leaders with a strong support base, and perhaps that was the reason why the Congress did not name a presumptive chief minister. But you can only put it off for so long, and that time has now come for the Congress to make that big announcement. So the big impressive performance that we've seen by the Congress, that this time round, one of the reasons for it is the fact that they put up an unusually united front for the party. The two stalwarts of the Karnataka Congress, DK Sivakumar, Mr. Siddaramaiah, they've for long been known to be at loggerheads. But unlike what we've seen in Rajasthan, in Karnataka, the Congress was able to have their main leaders keep their issues at bay and come together and coordinate a well-crafted joint appearances, and showed they've really put up a clear united front. But now the question is, who will be chief minister? But let's listen in to Mr. Shivakumar speaking with NDTV's Sunil Prabhu earlier in the day. Perhaps there are some hints in that interview.
How do you view this victory, Mr. Shivakumar? What's your reaction to this?
See, it is not my victory alone. It is the victory of the people of Karnataka. People wanted a change. People wanted development. People wanted to remove corruption. They know that the double engine did not work out well. So we need a government with a governance. Every common man in the village was been pickpocketed by the price rise. So that is why we all work together. I should thank my leader, Srimati Sonia Gandhi, who appointed me at the crisis when Mr. Dinesh Gundrao and Siddaramaiah resigned on moral grounds. So they imposed confidence on me. From that day till today, I have not slept. Whatever may be my problem, internal problem, whatever the problem created, we all worked together. All my leaders cooperated, and even include my national leaders. Whatever I said, they agreed to me. Ultimately, we should make this number.
Sir, you led the party from the front. 18 months. You are taking claim to be the chief minister of the state.
No, see, not 18 months, yeah. 3 years. 3 years I have not slept. I did not make my workers also sleep. There are a lot of things I will come and tell you. Now
the numbers are...
I am going to Ramnagara.
But would you like to be rewarded, sir? That is the question.
See, I am going to Ramnagara. I am going to Ramnagara because my leaders, workers are not allowing to give certificate to my election agent. I didn't want it to go there. But you know what has happened in the entire Vaklika belt. They have rooted out the JDS and the entire Karnataka. Not only Vaklika belt, entire Karnataka. So I don't want to comment much on things. We will discuss it later.
You think the Vaklika is back because of you? The community is back to the Congress where the Vaklika...
I will come back to you. We will discuss.
But you want to be rewarded. That's my question, sir. That's my question.
I will discuss. Don't worry. Don't worry. I assured that I will deliver. And you just...
No, that's true, but Siddaramaiah's son is saying he wants his father to be CM. So how do you respond to that? So that's my question.
Let anyone tell anything. I don't want to comment on any one personal choice. The Congress party high command will take a decision.
All right, the Congress Party High Command will take a decision. But as of now, the run-up to this election was widely being seen as a litmus test for both the parties ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha poll. So let's bring in PKD Nambiar. You've been waiting for a while. So let me start by asking you, PKD Nambiar, is this a reflection, or how does this play out in 2024? Is it unlikely to be reflected in 2024?
Well, congratulations to Congress. I think you should be openly and without any conditions, you should be congratulating them. I think you have been you have not congratulated well enough to Matthew. I think today they deserve it. Now coming to the real 2024 is a different ball game altogether, because the reason being that we have seen in the past that all assembly elections are fought in a different method, and in the national elections are being fought in a different way. Narendra Modi still continue to be the most popular leader in the country, and there is no one to match his persona when it comes to 2024. There is no doubt about it. But I think it's a defining moment for Congress, and also for a defining moment for BJP from the point of view of losing Karnataka is not in the interest of the BJP. So there are 3-4 takeaways from my point of view. One, the Congress, the corruption charges, they have been able to maintain that for a year continuously. That worked very well for the Congress, and there may be, as Deshratha was talking about, that there may have been truth or not, but there was a perception which they have been able to create that the government of Bombay government was a corrupt government. Number two is that the Rahul Gandhi and the Gandhi family has campaigned this election so low. So that also gives a feeling that whether it is in Uttarakhand or in what do you call Himachal and etc. Wherever Rahul Gandhi is campaigning less, that means it's going in favor of the Congress. The third one is that the minority appeasement plank, which they have been able to use it very well, because we know that in the coastal Karnataka or in the Mysuru Karnataka and etc. there is a consolidation of Muslim vote against the BJP, and maybe from taking away from the JDS also. It's going as a block to the Congress. That also has helped the Congress to come in such a big victory. I think the bottom line in this election is that yes, Karnataka finally got a very stable government, which is in the interest of Karnataka, rather than just always we know that in Karnataka there is always a horse trading or the people moving here and there. I think this time this will be contained. I think congratulations to Congress, but a long thing for the BJP to be very careful. Unless and until you have very strong regional leaders, you cannot just ride only on the popularity of Sri Narendra Modi. Of course, he can be a very big complementing factor, but along with that, you also need like a Yogi or a Shivraj Singh Chauhan or some of those very tall regional leaders. In Karnataka, after I would say that Yediyurappa ji's time, I mean, they have not been able to create a national, strong leader of like a Siddaramaiah, or they have not been able to create within the BJP. That has also been a setback for the BJP. But having said that, BJP has been able to retain its vote share. That means that as a cadre, as a party, it is as strong as it is, and maybe the 2024 will be the same as what it was in 2019. The election needs to be now. This election is also going to be a defining moment from the point of view of development should be the focus for the times to come, and this will also have an impact. And I have no comments accepting the fact that in Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh and also in Chhattisgarh, if not in 2024, they will have some kind of an impact, because it's a renewed Congress, and it will also have much more money to come in, because Karnataka is a very progressive and a large state, and DK Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah will be able to fund the Congress now, because now they have 2-3 states rather than just depending upon Ashok Gehlot and Chhattisgarh. Now they have 2 more states to fund the election, because without money you cannot survive a political party. And I think Congress is it's a new oxygen.
Zara, I would like to speak.
All right. Matthew Anthony, yes, please do come in over here. A bit premature to connect this to 2024. The Congress's success here has been because of their focus on local issues, because they avoided getting entangled in this whole Hindutva rhetoric, and they had local leaders. But Matthew Anthony, those advantages get nullified when it's a general election, and the BJP certainly is going to try and play this like it's a presidential election.
Zara, I will counter Nambiar for a few things, which he has mentioned, and then I'll come to your point. One is he said, that former Congress President Rahul Gandhi didn't campaign in Karnataka. I disagree with, and General Secretary Srimati Priyanka Gandhi, as well as former Congress President Srimati Sonia Gandhi didn't campaign much in Karnataka. I refuse that statement. And for records, 21 constituencies through which Bharat Jodo Yatra travelled, and all 21 constituencies BJP are not even there in the list. So it proves by itself. I don't have to say much on it right now. The second is, how dare someone can speak about minority appeasement? Are minorities non-Indians? Are minorities foreigners? We are very well Indians, as along with others, who has been given and provided by the Constitution to be sensed, considered and treated as equals when the majority community is very high and the sense of secularity and equality should be practiced. The lower numbers should be given some priority. So how can you even speak about minority appeasement? This has become a practice of BJP and BJP followers to insult minorities by saying minority appeasement. We are no less to anyone for that matter. Let us be very clear on that fact. Let us not be very foolish to ourselves and kind of falling into that one. Hindu religion has never rejected any other religions. The Hindutva which we are fighting against is the fascist Hindutva which is practiced by BJP and its followers. So let us be clear on that fact. Now coming to your 2024 thing, you can't run a 48 kilometers marathon, by starting by 2 days back. We have started our 2024 count by putting up a united front in Karnataka, not disagreeing to the fact that there are differing opinions, there are different leaders, there are different groups, but we put a united front as a party for the people of Karnataka, fought with the concerns of the people of Karnataka, fought for them by putting their issues first, and our competition is ourselves to keep us united, keep us humble, keep us, hungry to win the elections one after the other, Rajasthan, say for that matter, Madhya Pradesh, and then the central elections. That is how we are looking at it. We are not going to sit on the laurels of this election. We are going to reflect on areas where we didn't perform, where we will honor the promises which we made to the people of Karnataka. At the same time, we keep ourselves humble. We keep ourselves, very hungry, very aggressive to serve the people of India, to come back for a change in the central government, because, we understand and we sense the people's mind to have a change in the government because of the oppressive. You said presidential, I said dictatorial. So that's how, we are seeing the whole matter.
All right. So the Congress to detractors who say you can't connect this to 2024, they're hailing this, the Bharat Jodo Yatra's role in their success in these polls. We're going to go in for a short break. We'll come back to all of you, all of our panelists here on the other side. Welcome back. BJP leaders were hoping to break a 38-year jinx of Karnataka not voting an incumbent to power, but that was not to be, and Congress workers and leaders desperately looking to reverse its electoral fortunes and position itself as the main opposition player in 2024 are jubilant. But Mr. Rigap, you believe that this would be premature to connect the dots here, because you think assembly election, a state election and a general election are completely different ball games. But the Congress is hailing their victory to the success of the Bharat Jodo Yatra. It spent 22 days in the state. And they're going to say that formula is going to play out in 2024, because when you pitch the PM's narrative versus the narrative of the Yatra, they're saying the Yatra has come out on top.
Well, I think we require to do a lot more micro-analysis before we reach that conclusion. And Bharat Jodo Yatra did take place, there is no doubt about it. And but the strategies of the Congress were far better in this election, and they had some state level regional leaders very strong, whereas there was a vacuum in the BJP after the Yedurappa's tenure ended, and then there was a vacuum, and Mr. Bombay had just about 2 years And that's not a very big time, because since you really take, if you're a first time chief minister, you do take time to settle. And then immediately thereafter the elections came. And at least I think that the Lok Sabha elections, and everybody thinks that it's a different ball game, and we'll have to see at that point of time. And there are previous examples to that effect. And certainly, you know, if you look at the chief ministerial candidate, I believe that there will be 2 chief ministers in the 5-year tenure of Congress. There could be, you know, some kind of adjustment out there, because if you make somebody, say for example Siddaramaiah, which may not be the first choice, and DK Shivakumar being very close to the High Command, and Siddaramaiah not the original congressman. So therefore there could be a possibility, because you can't ignore Siddaramaiah as well. So I believe there will be a possibility of 2 chief ministers in the 5-year tenure of the Congress.
Okay.
So that the Congress remains intact, because both of them are very strong leaders. And so far as BJP is concerned, they had about 71 new faces in this election. So they are also trying to build up after the vacuum of Mr. Yedurappa. So far as 2024 elections are concerned, Lok Sabha elections are concerned, I think BJP is well poised, and they are working very hard also on the ground. And the Prime Minister, wherever he goes, or even in Karnataka, his pitch is always development. Either he's inaugurating projects or laying down foundations, and some of the projects actually fructify just before the elections. As a strategy or otherwise is something we can always talk about. But the fact remains, development is always the agenda. But at the micro level, I believe the BJP has to work a better strategy. Bajrang Dal, everybody thought it will harm the Congress. Probably it galvanized the Muslim votes and gravitated towards the Congress. So was it a faux pas? I don't know. It was probably a brilliant move, and that
the Congress stuck to a strategy. In the past, what we've seen, they've like oscillated. If someone criticizes, they step back. But this time, whatever it is, for better or for worse, they stuck to it. Let's get in
just 10 seconds. Their strategy has always been, you know, region specific within the Karnataka. It's not one holistic strategy.
All right, I want to get in
Karthikeya. Yes, sure.
So Karthikeya, where do you stand on this? That lessons to be learned, takeaways from this that the Congress can replicate in 2024, or that the BJP should be wary of in 2024?
First of all, I think Mr. Nigam's idea, 2 chief ministers, somebody just needs to look at Rajasthan and see what happens when that does happen. I don't think anybody's going to buy that, first of all. Lessons, same as Himachal, local campaign, united front amongst the local leaders, keep it localized, don't indulge in personal attacks. Central command has a role to play, but as a sarathi, as a charioteer, not as the main archer, right? And I think that is the key idea here. Keep it local, keep it simple.
But how does this benefit them in 2024?
Stay persistent, and I think Naresh Arora, the key campaign manager, he mentioned a very, very interesting point. You can't just build a campaign in 4 months. It takes time, you know. You have to build on the anti-incumbency over time. That's what Congress did in Karnataka. Sorry, you had a question.
No, how does this affect 2024? Then this, of course, the whole threat of double engine Sarkar didn't seem to work over here.
Because there was just one engine, as Mr. Nigam was saying. The local leadership was just, you know, all over the place. In fact, Sarah, across BJP states, only 2 chief ministers currently, as per trackers, are performing good, which is Assam and Uttar Pradesh. In all other states, it is upon Mr. Modi to defy the anti-incumbency and to wipe out that loss. In some states he succeeds, in other states he may not succeed.
But in a national campaign, they'll openly be saying vote.
So 2024 is your question, and my answer is, I don't think it's something to be even discussed today, because it's a very different election. It's like a T20 game versus a test match. So,
all right, well, we can debate this till the cows come home, but I think one thing we can all agree on, that one major winner in this election is Mallikarjuna Kharge, who has shone in this Congress victory in Karnataka. The Congress president's future perhaps looks more stable and rewarding based on the Congress's performance in the Karnataka polls.
A spectacular Congress win in his home state.
Victory, Janata Janardhan victory.
A shot in the arm for Mallikarjuna Kharge, who took over as Congress president last year. The first non-Gandhi to hold the post in 25 years, and at a time when the party was at its lowest ebb politically. While the party may credit Rahul Gandhi, there is no taking away the credit from the man of the moment, Mallikarjun Kharge.
एक सामान्य कार्यकर्ता को भारतीय राष्ट्रीय कांग्रेस का अध्यक्ष चुनकर ये सम्मान देने के लिए आप सबका हार्दिक आभार और धन्यवाद देता हूं।
A key win that breaks the grand old party's long political winter. A booster shot ahead of the Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh battles later this year, and the big one in 2024. The Congress veteran's stint as the party president began on a bumpy note, as pundits and political rivals dismissed him as a mere rubber stamp for the Gandhis. Then came stunning defeats in Gujarat last year and the Northeast earlier this year. The Himachal win being the only silver lining on the Congress cloud. But Congress's marathon man, as he's often called, can take heart from the results in his home state. Karnataka is key to Congress's 2024 plans, Kharge's big challenge. It will also raise Congress's political stock in the opposition unity attempts. The towering Dalit leader has helped Congress win back the community votes.